Is storytelling hard?
No?
Can it make or break an SME?
Yes.
Can you show us how to wow?
Absolutely.
Storytelling. It is an art that has been around for ages, from all kinds of places since the beginning of time. Storytelling has the power to take us away to other places, as if we are part of the adventure. It has the power to make us happy, sad, or even mad. It has the power to inspire us, and above all, power to wow us. But how can this incredible skill affect marketing? Well, let's look at the following commercials to see how it works.
There's nothing to it. I know, want to change the world. There's nothing.
Forget how to love. But it's even
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. You have an emergency or not?
Yes.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
As John Walsh said, people don't want to listen to your story, they want to experience it. Psychological storytelling is creating emotion out of a story and instilling emotions of excitement, curiosity, and suspense into people so that they will be waiting to see what happens next. As we have just seen in the commercials, they created scenarios that were funny, touching, inspirational, or heartbreaking, and this led to us wanting to know what was going to happen at the end and making us curious about the product. Stories that start emotions are much easier to remember than the monotone facts. Marketing can use storytelling to have people remember their brand, product, and or message. SMEs can benefit from psychological storytelling because telling a story can be less expensive in the long run if the story sticks in the minds of people. They can create an emotional story for their shop and instill the feelings of trust and familiarity upon their customers. But why exactly does a story make us emotional? The person is not only engaged in the story, but brain parts are also activated. A well-told story can engage several parts of the brain and release dopamine into the system, thereby making the story easier to remember. We do mirroring and experience similar brain activity as the one telling the story. Stories help us feel connected and as if we are a part of something. As three psychology professors in their psychology and marketing article mentioned that consumers use brands as props or anthropomorphic actors in stories, meaning that people assign human emotions to brand stories, and through those human emotions, they are better able to feel connected to the brand. SMEs can create stories that help people feel connected to them.
Stories affect us emotionally because they are actually very much like real life, you know. When you hear a story, you identify with the characters and you go with them through several emotions and the things they want and the things they need. We identify with the person. In general, the best way to tell a story is mouth to mouth. And this person can also use his facial expressions and gestures and intonation to well, when you have a story that starts out and you want to really involve the viewer in the story, then it would be a good advice not to present the product straight away, because then the person knows, okay, I'm being targeted by advertising and might tune out. So I would say start the story and then later on, especially when the positive, you know, the happy ending is coming, that would be the right timing to present your product. A convincing story is one that is relevant for the product. So it has to be relevant, but also it has to be sincere, I would say, and that sounds perhaps a little bit in contrast with advertising and marketing. Not true, but in the end, when you look at the really successful companies like Apple, Coca-Cola, they developed a marketing strategy that was actually fitting the product. What you can do then with the little money you have is make up a great story about yourself and about your company. That's actually true. Make sure that it really evokes emotions in people, and that should be high arousing emotions. It could be either, for example, anger or humor. Something that really moves people, and we know from research that when this happens, then people are likely to share these kinds of stories. Well, it sells itself, and that's a really cheap way to start a marketing campaign, I'd say.
The best way to wow for SME is to make a deep impact on people and focus on the story behind the brand. Make it come alive, and it will sell itself.